Hi, in this short video I'm going to talk to the Gmail pop3 server using Python. Using sockets is pretty easy, and pop3 is a pretty simple protocol. So the first step here is I'm looking up what the settings are. In other words, what is the server I want to connect to, what is the port, and then it also mentions here that SSL is required. So this made me nervous at first, but I just Googled how to do this in Python, and the first little snippet that came up turned out to get me going. So here I'm going to take this snippet of code, going to put it into a new idle document and run it. And what we get, oh well, I have to put in the actual server and port, and it's actually going to connect and tell me what version of SSL or something is going on there. So great success. Let's keep going. The first thing that should happen when I connect to a pop3 server is it should send back a greeting. So I'm going to look up how, once I have my connected socket, how can I receive some data. You call this method, and you have to pass in a buffer size. You just pick something, hopefully a power of 2, that is, in their words, not too big. And for most short interactions, that's going to be enough. So there, I just got a response back from the pop3 server. So now it's time to try to talk to the server. So I'm going to get some input from the user and send it and try to log in. Well, what's going to happen first is it's going to tell me that actually I can't send a string. I need to send something like bytes. So the encode method is going to take care of that for me. Now, at this point, the next thing that's going to happen is I hit return here and nothing. The server doesn't respond. I noticed here that each of the responses from the server ends in a line feed and a new line character. And we have to do the same. We have to end each of our messages to the server with those same pair of characters. And in this case, I'll write, it says send your password. Okay, didn't work the first time. This time I'm going to use my actual password. I've changed it since then. And it says, oh, you still can't do it. Go here to this page and set up an application-specific password. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this page they show us, and I'm going to just type in any name you want here, and it generates a password for you that you can use to connect to the pop3 server. So I'm going to just keep track of that over here, because apparently Google won't tell me what it is if I forget it. I would just have to make a new one. Okay, so let's connect again and try our new application-specific password. And we're in. Stat, I have 263 messages. Now, here I ask it to list out all my messages, and it stops. Now I hit enter, it sends another bunch of lines, enter again and again and again. And finally, here it ends the actual list with a period on a line by itself. And you can see here, all of the things that give you longer responses in pop3 are going to end with this. So if I was writing an actual program, I could take care of that sort of programmatically. But in this case, I'm just going to create a loop that keeps asking the user, do you want to receive more data? Because you have to specify a buffer size, you kind of have to get this right. If you tell it to read from the buffer and there's nothing in the buffer, it's just going to sit and wait for there to be something in the buffer. So it's kind of, you want to try to make sure not to try not to receive when there's nothing in the buffer. In most cases, the buffer only fills up once and I don't have to get more. But when I list it here, for example, it's going to send back a whole bunch of data, and I'm waiting to see the one that ends with a period on a line by itself. That's when I'll know that the list has been completed. There it is. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to retrieve the first message. And this is some message that Google sent me when I set up my account. It's not very long. There it's over. It ends with the period on a line by itself, and that's it. We're all done. Now I'm going to send messages to the server until it tells me I'm kicked off.